Hey guys, it's Pro Performance Coach and I'm Carmen here. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the importance of your values, of knowing what your values are and living in tandem with them. Now, we all are slightly different. We've all got certain things that we value more than other things, and it's really important to get to know yourself and understand what you value and create a life around that. Now, I did this exercise with one of my clients where we dug deep into his values and we found out he had very opposing values. So basically, two of his values were success and achievement, and two of his other values were fun and friendships. So although they don't seem to be like that opposite, when you're thinking about how you allocate your time, like say for example, he was thinking, I need to play poker all week, that's success and achievement ticked off. But when his friends are going, hey, do you want to go out, do you want to party this week, that's fun and friendship. So he's got things competing with each other, which are very important to him. All these things are very important to him. So he felt like he was losing no matter what he chose. If he stayed and played poker, he felt like, okay, I'm being successful, but I'm not being fun. I'm not being this fun person I want to be. I'm not being a good friend to the people I care about. If he went out with his friends and had fun, he'd be thinking, oh, I'm not having the success I want. I want to have more success in life and in poker. So he was always at like kind of loggerheads with each other, with himself. So basically we had to discover, okay, what's really important? So what's the biggest criteria for you right now? So he prioritized his values. At first he was completely blind to this, didn't realize that these things were going on behind the scenes and why he felt this constant conflict. But once we got an understanding of that's what the problem was, basically we had to structure his days around that. So I got him to prioritize his values. So anyone who doesn't know their values, like, do some work on this, like discover what is important to you, because if you don't live in tandem with what your actual values are, you soon get that conflict. I'll go over how I had it myself and how I hope you guys can deal with it as well. But yeah, basically he had success, oh, just keep the tripod. He had success as his #1 priority. So what he need to do is prioritize success at the start of his day. So that meant he wakes up and grinds early in his day. He ticks off that success box. Then his other ones, achievement as well, is in line with success. And his other values were fun and friendships. He can still do the fun stuff. He can still be a good friend to his mates, but he needs to make sure he ticks everything off on an almost daily basis. It doesn't need to be every single day, but he needs to be consistently aware of it. So you're always going to be battling with a limited amount of resources, and sometimes you do have certain things in your life which are different. So for him, for example, if he just grinded like 8 to 10 hours a day, every day, he'd very quickly feel very depressed. He'd feel very like he wasn't being himself. He'd feel like he was not being the person he wanted to be, because fun and friendships were big drives for him. So he needs to find that balance where, okay, how can I tick the success box? How can I make sure I'm progressing there? What's the criteria? So I got to think about the criteria. What needs to happen for you to feel successful? What needs to happen for you to feel like you're achieving something? And then how do you have fun? What's your fun and friendships were kind of linked for him? How do you make sure you can continue, like, have that on a daily basis or a weekly basis, so that you feel like you're being the person you want to be and you're staying true to your biggest value? So yeah, so it was super interesting. I think a lot of people are in this situation right now where they don't want to push too hard at poker. They don't want to be boring. They don't want to like say no to their friends because that's not the person they want to be. And it's just like, it's knowing who you want to be and like knowing that you can't do everything. You can't be like, you can't be successful. You can't have good friendships. You can't have fun. They don't need to compete with each other. You just need to understand, okay, what's important to you and how can you make time for each single one of them. So when I did this exercise, I found out my biggest value is growth. So I've got like growth, achievements, happiness, health, and relationships. So they're my core values as a person. And I realized like one of the reasons I decided to go into coaching instead of continuing to play poker was because I didn't feel like I was growing. I didn't feel like I was continuing to grow. I was playing the high stakes of my game, and I realized that it was some inner turmoil that was just starting to be created over time. And I was like, I need to do something else. I need a new challenge. I need to do something that allows me to grow and just be the person I want to be. And that allowed me to make a decision to go from being a poker player to being a coach. And I've loved the transition I've made, and it ticks that box 100% for me now. Also to tick my growth box, because it's such a important part of my value system. I read every morning. Every morning I read for 30 minutes. So because I remember like a certain week would go by or 2 weeks would go by and I'd be like, I feel like I'm not making any progress. And it was because I didn't feel like I was growing. So for me, like reading every day allows me to tick that very important value box for me, that I'm making progress, I'm learning, I'm growing to the person I want to be over the long run. So yeah, for you guys, if you haven't done anything like this before, stop and think. So sometimes it's very hard if I go, what's your values? Most of you will like blank face and go, I don't know what my values are. So the best thing I found to do this is to get a list of all the words that are associated with value. So I've got like about 100 words which could be like someone's values, and then I go unfiltered and I just write them down. I just write down the ones that resonate with me. So yeah, that one resonates, that one resonates, that one resonates. I then filter that down into to five lists of similar words. Then I get 5 words. So basically I have loads of words that are value orientated, and then I condense that to a smaller number, so I've got 5 values that resonate the most with me, and then I prioritize them 1 to 5. And I do this exercise every 6 months or so, just to make sure my values are somewhat accurate and I'm staying in line with them. And then my days are structured, my life in general is structured around being in balance with these values. So yeah, something that I thought you guys might be interested in. I know like some big breakthroughs. One of the guys I was working with, by finding that sometimes we do have opposing things, like with things that compete with each other, like fun and success, for example. They're really like, they compete in all the time. To have success means you've got to turn down fun in the short term. Success is the long-term play. Fun's the short-term play. It's the short-term gratification. So sometimes you got to go, no to fun in order for success to rise. But if fun and like friendships are really, really strong in your value system, then you're gonna feel that conflict every time you try to be successful. So yeah, you've really got to think about what your values are, what's most valuable to you at this time, what's the highest priority, and then schedule your time, schedule your days around ticking those things off. So if you guys got some good value from this video, if you did, let me know in the comments below, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Plenty more videos coming from me very soon.